Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to be making some collard greens. This is the first time I'm making them, so if you haven't made them before, I guess we're going to be learning together. Okay, so, alright, so I just looked at some quick, videos of how other people have made them, and I see that they need to be cleaned. These say that I bought them already pre-packaged. They're raw, and they say that they're already pre-washed, but we're going to make sure that they are clean. So I'm going to put them in this large container in which I already have some water with vinegar and some salt. And that's so that I can scrub them and soak them to make sure that they're clean. Okay, so we're going to put some in here, and this container is not really big enough, so I'll have to get another one. Okay, and we're going to have to add a bit more water to this one. Okay, and from what I understand, they have to be cooked for a long time, at least an hour. So they're very similar from what I see when you're cooking cabbage, because I like to fry my cabbage with some sort of meat like bacon or something like that, or ham or turkey. So they're kind of like similar to that. All right, so I've got one bowl with water. So I'm gonna fill up this one with water also, vinegar and salt. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let them soak in here. And next time I know this bag, I'll need a larger, I can use a large pot instead to clean them instead of using two bowls. But, okay, I'm going to put these in here. Okay. See if they fit. Alrighty, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there. And soak in that salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar in there also. Okay, I need to add a little bit more water. Okay, and this is just so that we can create a solution in which if there's any bugs in there, they say, or anything in there, this will flush them out. And if there's any residual dirt, then this will take care of that. And we'll have to also scrub them. They seem to be pretty clean, but like I said, I want to make sure that they are absolutely clean. So I'd rather do this. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to scrub them and let them soak, and then scrub them for a bit by hand. And then we're going to come back and we're going to remove the stems, because I see some of them have stems in them. And they say that the stems take quite a long time to cook. Yeah, they're very hard. Yeah, I see that. So, and they say if you do want to eat the stems, you want to cook them, you should cook them in a separate pot, because they're very bitter and they take longer than the leaves to cook. Okay, so I do see some residual dirt and stuff, a little bit just coming to the surface. I see a little bit. So you see they're not absolutely clean out of the bag, so it's good to do your own cleaning. Alright, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to scrub these a little. Make sure that they are clean. And then I'm going to remove the stems. Okay? And actually I should remove the stems right now. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can remove some stems. This water is really cold. Alright, and we'll just put the stems, okay, in here. Yeah, the stems are pretty hard. Look at that. So, if I see that. Alright. Some of them are harder than others, I can see. So those smaller stems, I might just leave them in there. Alright, so I'm just going to continue this, and then I'm just going to let it soak for about 15-20 minutes. Come back, rinse them again. Make sure they're absolutely clean. Okay, and then we'll start the cooking process and the seasoning process also, because we also have to season these. So just rinse my hands. Alrighty. Okay, and we'll be back in a few. Okay guys, so we are now going to add some red pepper. I've got red pepper here, garlic, onion, and green bell pepper. Okay, I'm just going to saute this a little. I might add a little bit if I feel it's not enough later on, but I think for now it should be fine. Even though I've never made, I've made cabbage in this sort of style, but I've never made collard greens, so this is a learning experience for me. So the collards are nicely washed. Okay, I rinsed them twice and I let them soak. Okay, and I scrub them a little, so they look pretty good. I'm going to put up this heat a little bit here. Okay, so this is what we have in here. Okay. Alright, so that's what's cooking in there. And also we have some bacon, which is the meat that I choose to use for the to cook with the collard greens. And that's the meat that I'm going to use, because that's basically the same meat that I use for when I make my cabbage, when I fry my cabbage. Alright, so I'm going to use this size pot because I feel that it's big enough, and as this cooks down, it'll make room for the rest. So I think this will be fine. Okay, and also after it cooks down, then we'll add our seasonings and our dry seasonings. Okay, so we're just gonna let that cook down a little bit. And let me see, hold on, maybe put in a little bit more. Let's see, yeah. Let's try a little bit more. And then what we'll do is we'll cover it. Oops, and then we'll come back and we'll add our seasonings and our bacon. Alrighty. Alright, so they've cooked down a little bit, as you can see. Okay, so that's perfect. And they've let out quite a lot of water. There's a lot of water in here. A lot. It looks like, let me see, they let out about, wow, that looks like a lot of water. And I haven't added any water yet. So this looks like about, wow, 2/3 cup of water. Like, that's what that looks like. And look how much they cooked down to. Okay, so they really cooked down a lot. So what we're gonna, by the way, let me look at the bag. I want to see how much this was. This was 1 pound of greens, of collard greens. Okay, so that's how much. Wow, and they're still cooking down. They're still getting softer. Look at that. All right, so we're gonna season these. So I'm gonna add my favorite seasonings because I want to cook them to my taste. So I'm gonna put in a little bit of rotisserie chicken seasoning, some complete seasoning mix. I'm just putting a dash of everything. I'm not really measuring. I'm just making this the same way that I make my fried cabbage. Okay, so paprika, for color. Alright, and a little bit of, I like the flavor of curry. It'll probably be very good in this too. Some garlic powder. Some, chili powder. Some oregano. A third of a teaspoon. And a tiny bit of cumin. Not too much, because cumin is very overpowering. So you really don't want a lot of that. And we're going to mix that. And that's what that looks like. I love the color. It's nice and green. Look at that. Look at that color. Beautiful. Right. Okay, I'm going to add my bacon. I'm just going to cut it up into just some pieces and just add it in there. Okay, so it's all going to cook together. And I'm just going to let it cook. The recipe says for about an hour until the greens are tender. Alright. So I've put in there about, that looks like 3 strips of bacon. And I just cut them up. Alrighty. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. Let me add the crispy pieces because I do not like crispy bacon. So I'll add that in there. Alrighty. Okay. Now I'm going to add 2.5 cups of water. Okay. And this is to help create a broth. This is the same thing that I do with my cabbage. When I cook cabbage, I add additional fluid, additional water, so that it can create a nice little broth at the bottom. Okay, that's 1 cup. And you just add. That's 2 cups. And a half. Gonna put the heat up. It can come up to heat, and I haven't added any salt. Let me see. Let me taste the maybe a little bit of salt. And this is the pink Himalayan salt. And that was just a dash. That was not much. And I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar in here also. The same thing that I do with my cabbage. About a teaspoon. And we're gonna, oh, sorry for the water. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, we're going to let that come to a boil. Then we're going to cover it and we're going to let it simmer on low for about 1 hour. Okay, and we're going to check on it, see how it's stewing. Okay guys, so our collard greens should be done. Let's check on them. It's been a little bit over an hour. And I forgot to tell you guys, I also added about 1/3 of a cup of, or 1/4 of a cup of tomato sauce. So they can get a little bit more of a stew consistency. I'm going to show it to you right there. Okay, and this is what they look like. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. Alright, so again, this is my first time making greens. I've never made it before, so I'm excited to see what they taste like. But basically, I cook them basically the same way that I cook my cabbage when I make cabbage. This way, so alright, so I'm gonna just put some in here. Okay, there you go. Oh, I'm sorry for that noise, guys. I see fire engines outside. I'm sorry you can hear that. Okay, get a little bit of the broth. Okay, a little bit of the meat. Alright. Oops. That's what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to get a spoon. Okay, let me show you up close. There you go. Okay, that's what that looks like. Going to taste it. There you go. You're blowing it, it's really hot. It smells really good. It's really good. And yes, it's a little bitter. So maybe I should have added a little bit of sugar or something. But it's very tasty. You can taste the bacon bits in it. I can taste the seasonings in it. I'm also going to taste some of the broth. Oh, that's really good. You know what? That broth would also be good to make some rice in. Cook it in some rice. So guys, okay, this has been a first time experience for me. And again, I ask you to continue sending me comments. I enjoy reading all of your comments. I'm having a good time. I get excited every time I have a comment in one of my videos. And I always answer you back. Again, take care, and I encourage you to try this. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Ooh, this is hot. Okay, that's what that looks like. Okay, it's really good.